to Egypt. I am standing by the famous Nile River. This river was once completely filled with blood. It was during the 10 plagues of Egypt. It is also home to the animal we will be studying today. Before I tell you what the animal is, I want to see if you can guess. So there will be a question with 2 answers, and see if you can answer it correctly and guess what the animal is. The correct answer is hippos. Hippos are very aggressive and they get into fights over food, mates, and their territory. They hurt each other. Their teeth can be over 20 inches long, and their jaws are powerful and they can crush with extreme force. They fight over anything and everything. Hippos may look cute from a distance, but they are very dangerous, especially when they're fighting. We fight, we argue, and complain. If someone tells us no to something that we want to do, we argue with them. Or if someone tells us to do something that we don't want to do, then we complain about it. You see, we fight and we argue and we complain. So let's see what the Bible has to say about this. Our scripture says, do everything without complaining or arguing. Philippians 2:14. God is trying to tell us we shouldn't argue and complain. So what are we supposed to do when we don't get our way or when we don't want to do something? I think we need to take a look at our Bible story. The 12 disciples and Jesus were on a journey to a place called Capernaum. But along the way, the disciples began to argue. What were they arguing about? They were trying to see who was the best disciple. When they reached Capernaum, Jesus turns to them and asks them, "What were you arguing about?" Of course, Jesus already knew what they were arguing about. He just wanted to see if they would answer it. The disciples, I'm sure, felt guilty, and they didn't answer Jesus' question. So Jesus gathers them all together and he teaches them a lesson. He tells them that if anyone must be first, he has to be last of all and a servant of all. What we can take from this story is that when we argue and complain, we are thinking about ourselves and what we want, when we should be serving others and putting others before ourselves. Here's an example. If your mom comes home and you can see that she's tired from work and she asks you to do something, what you should do is not complain about it and go and help her out with whatever it is she asked. That is the right thing to do. You're putting your mom before yourself. You're not arguing or complaining about it. You are thinking of others first. The hippos get into fights because they want to be the boss. They aren't thinking of putting others first or helping them out. You see, we can be better than the hippos. And instead of thinking about ourselves when we're arguing and complaining, we can put others first by obeying and helping them out. So you see, the hippos did help us learn more about God and His Word. Now we need to leave Egypt behind and head to see our next animal and our next place. I will see you there.